Hello Libra, welcome into your next full-length reading here at the Third Flame Tarot. My name is Amber. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so glad that you're here. Now Libra, thank you for being so patient for this video to come out. I went on hiatus for about 3 weeks and had the most wonderful birthday I've had in years. I traveled down to California, spent a lot of time with friends, especially friends I hadn't seen in a really long time. I traveled up the coast of California, went to the beach, saw some giant redwoods. It was phenomenal. I stayed in yurts with one of my dearest friends. It was just a fantastic experience, and now I'm back. I'm feeling refreshed and rejuvenated and ready to start reading again. So thank you for being so patient. But Libra, I don't think we could do a reading for you at a better time, because on August 29th, we're going to be experiencing a Juno and Lilith conjunction in Libra at 6 degrees. Now, Lilith, I'm not an astrologer. I'm an aspiring astrologer, but I'm definitely still learning. Now, Lilith is known as an asteroid. According to my book, For the Stars Divine, it's an asteroid, but I've read that it's just a space in the sky, or a void, rather, an angle on the zodiac wheel. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that, but in my Stars Divine booklet, it is listed as an asteroid. Now, Lilith represents powerful and primal feminine energy. She's an independent feminine energy. It's about sexual exploration and a healthy expression of anger. And then Juno, which is one of your asteroids, Libra, represents balance, harmony, love, marriage, commitment, reciprocity. It's a beautiful energy. So when you combine these two together, that's a powerful independence within a relationship, especially because Juno is sitting in your house, the 7th house, which is all about relationships, specifically romantic ones. But that's not all we got going on. So they're going to be conjuncting at 6 degrees of Libra. Now, the number 6 is also very significant. It is the number of balance, harmony, reciprocity, and love. So that's a double whammy, love energy. I'd like to read you the number 6 meaning in numerology really quick. So the number 6 is the embodiment of the heart. It represents unconditional love and the ability to support, nurture, and heal. It is a powerful force of compassion and empathy, and its warm light is a beacon of hope. Its role is to use its heart and soul to be of service to others. So what a cool conjunction that this will be. I hope that you're feeling this energy out there. And if you're in a romantic relationship, you feel that that spark being lit within the relationship again. You might be finding balance within the relationship and harmony around your own independence, and recognizing the beauty within your shadows, right? The beauty within where you might contradict each other, and coming together to find balance and harmony within your relationship. Now, the number 6 is also really cool because in the major arcana and tarot, the number 6 is the Lovers. So what a beautiful conjunction that this will be. And I send all my love to all the beautiful people out there in romantic relationships. Now, if you're not in a romantic relationship, this can be anybody that you have a deep connection with. There might be a sparking, right? A rejuvenating feeling around your deep relationships, those that you really, really love. I mean, the 7th house is about deep soul connections, deep relationships. So if you're not in a romantic relationship, this might just be a more balanced and harmonious feeling within your deep connections. Now, Libra, I've been on hiatus, right? I told you I went on vacation for about 2 weeks, and I'm still getting back into my routine here. So I didn't do really a lot of meditation during my vacation. I was spending more time in the moment and not really tuning out and going into meditation. So I'm a little bit rusty, but I did get a few things during my meditation today for you. Now, the first thing I saw when I dropped in sort of dropped in. It was very surface level, but I saw a pink rose blooming. Now, pink is one of Libra's colors, so this seems very appropriate. And anytime a flower is blooming, this is like a full expression of something, right? A peak, right? A climax, right? Of the beauty of the flower, right? So the blooming of the flower. And then that went hazy. And the next thing I see is a watermelon. And I was like, huh, a watermelon? The watermelon cracks itself open and splits into two pieces. And then I see hands. I don't see a body with it, but I see hands holding a baby using the watermelon juice to baptize the baby. The baby was wrapped up and in a white cloth, and they were being baptized in the watermelon juice. Now, I don't normally look up the symbolism rather of my meditations until later, but this one was so weird I couldn't help myself. I had to look it up. Now, a watermelon represents it's a refreshing drink or a refreshing fruit, especially during the heat of the summer. So it represents rejuvenation or refreshment. And then a baptism is also representative of refreshment, right? Because you're being cleansed of all your sins. It's a rejuvenation. So this to me feels like, and it's a spiritual rejuvenation, right? So this is double symbolism around rejuvenation. It could be spiritual rejuvenation. So you might be feeling a bit refreshed coming out of a funk, right? That you might have been in for a while. And then the last thing I see, sorry, the last thing I heard, I didn't see anything, but I definitely had some visuals when I came out of meditation on this one, my own generated visuals. But the last thing I heard within my meditation was desert dickhead. So, you know, the desert is a barren landscape, and a dickhead, well, we all know what that is. And then I, of course, when I came out of meditation, had a very funny visual of a dickhead walking through a desert. But the desert is a barren landscape, and a dickhead is, you know, a person that sucks, right? So you might have had an experience with a really unpleasant person, and now you're putting them in the desert, right? You're ignoring them, you're not giving them any attention, you're letting them be in their barren landscape, not giving them any sort of energy or refreshment. And good on you if that's part of your story, Libra. All right, Libra, let's get started. Oh, my first reading back. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back. Back on track. Libra, I hope you're doing so good out there. I hope you're doing beautifully and enjoying your month of August. You know, Mercury is about to come out of retrograde here soon, and I know I had a few hiccups in my experience, and I wouldn't be surprised if you did too, with the Mercury retrograde in Leo. Mercury, when it's direct, is, you know, intelligence. It's the messenger, intellect, education, analysis, you know, versatility. But when it goes retrograde, that can mean the opposite. So dumb, right? Instead of smart and intellectual, it can be dumb. And then when it's in Leo, Leo is very courageous and brave and outgoing. So brave, outgoing, dumb people, right? You might have encountered some of those. I know I did out there in the world. I can't tell you, like, I have never seen so many car accidents within such a short amount of time. And, you know, I even saw people out there driving really crazy, you know, speeding, not using blinkers, just doing dumb, courageous stuff. But anyway, Libra, let's get going. Spirit, we're here to get a reading for the Libra collective, please. What can you tell us about the Libra collective? What is going on for Libra, please? Libra. Let's get one more shuffle. Libra. What is going on for Libra right now? Can I get 3 base cards for the Libra collective, please? Solar eclipse, a supercharged new beginning. Water. I saw watermelon and a baptism in my meditation. And the moon. All right. Libra, have you seen my new stand? This I got for my birthday from my very dear friend Chelsea. I absolutely love it. I hope you do too. It's got little fluorite stones in it. Isn't that cute? I just love it. But Libra, the first card out is the solar eclipse. Now this happens during a new moon, and we had a new moon in Leo at the beginning of the month. Now, a solar eclipse though is not just your average new moon, it's a supercharged new moon, and the new moons are all about new beginnings, a new start, a fresh start. So you may have had a fresh start in something within your life. Now this could be, within your friendships, your relationships. It could be your work life, your career, anything. We can get more on this, but a supercharged new beginning is in your energy here. And then the next card out we get is water. Water is the element of emotions. It's deeply intuitive, compassionate, nurturing, and emotional. So a new beginning around emotions could be because we also have the moon here as well. That's your shadow side, your deep subconscious, your intuition. The moon rules over Cancer, and Cancer is a water sign. Look at all this moon energy. Look, we've got the moon here, and there's a moon in the water card here too. That's a lot of emotional, intuitive energy. All right, let's get some more for you. All right, Spirit, what can you tell us about the solar eclipse card and why it's here? Why so much moon energy here? You know what? I'm being called to pick up the Moonology deck. That makes the most sense right now. The Moonology deck with all this moon energy, yeah. Spirit, why is all this moon energy here for the Libra collective? The moon represents caring, nurturing energy. It's all about your feelings, emotions, your home, your family, your intuition and instincts. Its element is water. Rules over Cancer. All right, Spirit, what can you tell us about all this moon energy for the Libra reading, please? Let's get one more shuffle. All right, Spirit, what else for Libra? Changes. Quicksilver moon. Another card of change. Change your tune. And enchanted. Yeah, I mean, it's clear. It's clear that there's been a lot of changes in your life, and you've had to really reevaluate how you feel about everything. You might have been in a funk. You know, I definitely got that within my meditation, that you might have been, you know, in a funk for quite a while, and now things are beginning to change. You're getting a sense of refreshment around, especially your spirituality in your life. You might be feeling rejuvenated and more excited about the future. The Quicksilver Moon changes, right? Changes and change your tune. Yeah, it feels like you're changing your perspective on something too. Maybe it's an experience that you had that you felt really deeply bothered by or affected by, right? Something that may have happened to you that was really, really hard to get through. But you're beginning to see it in a different light now. You're beginning to change your tune, change your perspective, change your energy. And this is refreshing you spiritually, because the last card we got is enchanted. I would love to read you this card out of the book. Yeah, I mean, look at all this refreshment energy. It's definitely a sense of big change, right? A supercharged new beginning around your emotions, right? Around your emotions here. A big change within your emotions. This is looking really great, Libra. Okay. Enchanted. Moonlight. Here we go. Number 68. Enchanted. There is something magical and enchanted about moonlight. Whatever it touches turns a beautiful, creamy silver. Something is doing this in your life right now, or it's about to. Life is all about cycles, as is astrology and moonology. Right now, you're about to move into a more enchanted time or cycle into your life, if you believe. Whatever you're wishing for can come true because you're starting to believe again, perhaps after a very rough time. This card reminds you to focus on the good while you process the difficult. If you can't yet feel the magic in your life, take support from a daily practice of just breathing out, with the intention of breathing out stress through cleansing breaths. It might be dark right now, but there is moonlight at the end of the tunnel, so keep faith and see the world through kind eyes. If you affirm that something is too good to be true, you might make it so. So instead, believe that life can be magical for you, and it will be. Additional meanings for this card: smile more, trust the process, get in touch with your inner child, believe it and achieve it, and expect good things. We're taught to fear the dark, but the moonlight is a full moon. We're taught to fear the dark, but the moonlight of a full moon shows us that there is less to fear and more to be grateful for. No darkness, no moonlight. Changes, change your tune, and enchanted. Yeah, things are definitely changing in your life, and your attitude is changing with it. This looks really amazing. All right, let's get some more. Spirit, what else can you tell us for the Libra collective? What is it that they have gone through in their past that they're now getting a new perspective on? What can you tell us about their past experience and what they're getting a new perspective on? They're changing their tune on. Supercharged new beginning around emotions. Last shuffle. Okay, Spirit, what can you tell us about Libra's past? What they're getting a new perspective on? Can you tell us more? Thank you. Page of Coins. That's the student. Okay. Wow, rebirth. Inner strength. The King of Coins. There's the dickhead. There's the dickhead in the desert, the King of Coins. I mean, I read this card in a bunch of different ways, but the King of Coins to me is like a greedy king, a selfish king. He's just thinking about himself. Right? Now, I'm referring to the King of Coins as he, but please, you know, change the roles how you see fit. You know, this can definitely symbolize a feminine in your life too. You just make it how it fits for you. But the King of Coins in reverse is a selfish and greedy person. And there's been a definite change within you. You know, you might have felt constraint by this. You might have felt powerless to this, like you were being controlled. I mean, if you look at this card, the Pope has strings like a marionette and his eyes are white. Not only that, but the Pope does symbolize marriage, commitment, and you know, religion. Yeah, you might have been stuck in a marriage, right? You might have been stuck in a marriage or a relationship that was very committed. You might have felt controlled by this relationship. But I can see here with the Page of Coins that, you know, you changed things around and you started focusing on you. And the page is very immature, right? It's a new start, a fresh beginning, but you feel you're like a baby doe in the world, you know, quite vulnerable. But the Page of Coins is the student, though. He's taking on a new idea, a new endeavor, right? And he's putting his energy into it. And I feel like when you did this, when you focused on yourself and tried to make this idea or this dream manifest in your life, it did something for you. It changed things for you because we've got rebirth and strength here. Strength in reverse and rebirth in reverse. Now, the rebirth in reverse is like it's like a spiritual change for me. I see it as like an inner rebirth. It could also be that, you know, this was very difficult for you. I mean, look at the card. I'm going to turn it in the upright for you. I mean, look at the card. There's like this zombie character coming out of the darkness, right? But if you look really close, he's sitting in lotus. I mean, his face is like one of agony. I don't know if you can see that, but he's looking up to the sky. And it almost looks like he's in pain. He's in agony. And, you know, our pain often can cause a rebirth, right? A rejuvenation. It can shock you out of a space you're in. It's definitely a tower type energy to me. But he's also sitting in lotus, which is the yoga pose of the Buddha, right? It's a Buddhist meditation, pose of meditation. Which to me, because it's in the reverse, feels like this was an inner rebirth. Like you had to break into a million pieces before you could put yourself back together again. But as you're putting yourself back together again with the strength in reverse, I mean, that's inner strength. Inner strength. You found your inner strength here. And you're putting your pieces back together. And you're starting to see things in a new light. Now, Libra, I mean, it's clear. Look at all these moon cards, these cards of change, of new beginning, of freshness and newness around your emotions. And I mean, the moon is the deep subconscious. It's your shadows, it's your fears, your insecurities, and you're getting a new perspective on this. Things are definitely changing within your life, and for the better, for sure. You're breaking free, right? Breaking free from these constraints here. Let's get some from the symbology deck. Spirit, what else can you tell us for Libra? What other words of advice or wisdom do you have for the Libra collective? I find it interesting that the Pope came out, and I, in my meditation, had a vision of a baptism. So, I mean, the Pope can symbolize marriage, but in this situation, if it wasn't a marriage, I mean, it can also symbolize like the baptism, right? Religion, a spiritual cleansing. Spiritual cleansing. All right, Spirit. What else do we have for the Libra collective? I'm getting like the urge to read these other Moonology cards for you, though. I'm really getting the urge to do that. Let's do that really quick. Let's read Quicksilver Moon, Changes. 108. Now, that's a spiritual number. That's the mala beads. It's the Buddhists chant 108 times with the mala beads. It's like spiritual peak, right? So there's more spiritual energy here. Yet there's been a spiritual shift within you. A big change in perspective. Okay, Quicksilver Moon, Changes. Nothing stays the same forever. If you want change, rejoice. If you're clinging on to a situation that may well have run its course, however, then this card is a gentle suggestion to release your grip. Nothing about your situation is currently firmly fixed. That can be a good thing, so stay open. Keep your eyes peeled for signs as well. In particular, notice the next song you hear. Is there a message in it for you about your question? If you're not happy about your situation, the good news is that change is afoot, so don't give up. What seems stuck now could be far more flexible quite soon. So if you're hoping to change the course you're on now, this is a sign that you can. So take action. I feel like you're already taking action with the Page of Coins here, like you've been taking action. It might have been a slow progression, but I feel like it's gaining speed. It feels like it's gaining speed and coming to some kind of like a climax here, especially with the blooming flower in my meditation. This feels like you're at a spiritual peak, like you're about to have a revelation. That's what it feels like. If the idea of change worries you, try to have a little faith in the universe. Set the intention that whatever happens next is happening for your highest good. The fact that nothing lasts forever is a part of this card's message. Events are moving. Additional meanings. Change may be inevitable now. Expect good things. You'll get your answer very soon. Ask a wise woman for advice, and don't cling to the past. Yeah, I think that's been a big lesson for you in your recent past, is learning how to let go of those unwanted experiences, those unpleasant experiences, learning how to let those go so that you can have a fresh start, a new beginning, a new perspective, right? With solar eclipse here, you know, it's don't cling to the past is a message for sure here, because if you do cling and you overthink what happened, then you're gonna get stuck in a loop, and you don't want to get stuck in that loop. But I mean, everything all together here, Libra, I don't see you being stuck in a loop. You're making progress. Quite clearly, you're making progress. It might have been a slow start, but it's gaining momentum now. Change your tune. Moonlight Serenade. Moonlight Serenade, page 70. All right, you may need to change your tune. Have you been harping on and on about the same old thing? It is time for you to change things up. Maybe you've been a little too frantic and it's time to slow things down. Stop and hear the music of the spheres, the planets. Could it be that you need to change your mind, have a change of heart, update your opinion? It is time to choose love over fear. It's so easy to get stuck in particular ways of communicating. Maybe the person you need to get through to now will respond in a way that's more to your liking if you sing a different song. In other words, try a new tactic. Have you been obsessing? If so, stop that. And remember, as Dr. Wayne Dyer taught, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Make sure you're not being stubborn. Holding your ground sounds good, but there's nothing wrong with admitting when a new tactic is called for, and one may be well called for now. Additional meanings. Look at your question from a new perspective. Don't be afraid to admit if you are wrong. Allow someone else to take the lead. Focus on the good things in life and relax a little. Take it down a notch. So, yeah. I mean, I think you're recognizing where you might have kept yourself stuck in some regard, but everything happens for a reason, Libra. There's a reason why you got stuck there. There's a reason why you ruminated for so long, and it was for your own healing. Everybody heals in a different way, and however you go about your healing, whether that's slow or fast, should be up to you. And I feel like you have been expressing yourself in the ways that you needed to express yourself, but now it's time for a change. It's time for a new beginning, a fresh start, and a new perspective on your emotions and how you look at things. And I see it happening here clearly. This is beautiful. Spirit, what else for Libra? What else can you tell the Libra collective that this story belongs to? One more shuffle. All right, what else for the Libra collective, please, Spirit? What else for Libra? Power. That's Lilith. That's feminine power. Independence. Yeah. Lilith energy coming out. What else? What else, Spirit? What else? Yeah, this new perspective, good fortune. Yeah, look at that. Power and good fortune. This change in perspective is going to bring you a lot of power. It's going to catapult you into what's coming in your near future. And it's bringing you a lot of good luck and good fortune. Find that inner power. Tap into that Lilith energy. She's in your sign. She's in your sign, rocking and rolling through Libra, offering us an opportunity to find the power, the strength, and our own independence within ourselves, whether that's the relationship between us and us or our relationships with ourselves and others. Fantastic. All right, let's get one final card out of the Pluto deck. Spirit, what are Libra's shadows? What kind of shadows do they need to focus on in order to really tap in and tune in to this Lilith feminine energy that's in their sign right now? What kind of dark shadows does the Libra need to really work through and focus on in order to get through this hump, coming out on the other side? What do they need to change their tune about? What do the Libras need to change their tune about? Last shuffle. All right, Spirit, what does the Libra that this story belongs to need to change their tune about, please? Snail. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, your healing process might have been slow, right? Slow like a snail. And this might have been frustrating for you. You might have like gotten down on yourself about this, about, you know, how slow your healing has been taking. But it was slow for a reason. And you can't rush your own healing. You can't. If you rush it, then you're gonna miss things, and it's gonna stay in your energy. You're not gonna get the full spiritual cleansing. You know, you got to take it slow, and you got to be compassionate and kind with yourself as you know, heal from whatever this was in your past that you needed to change your tune on. Let's read this out of the book. The snail. Snail 62. Slow but steady progress, the right path. The adorable snail chugs along at a glacial pace, not known for making fast movements. They can move so slowly it often appears they're scarcely moving at all. However, just like the turtle, the snail always seems to get to where it's going. To pull the steadfast snail is a signal that you're in alignment with the universe, walking the best path for you, even if it feels like you are standing still. Life has a funny way of testing us, either by having everything happen everywhere all at once, or not at all. Unfortunately, you might find yourself in the not at all portion of the test. As frustrating or disheartening as this may be, remember that we don't always see the payoff of our efforts immediately, nor can we see things happening behind the scenes all the time. This card is a sign that you're doing all the right things, and this period calls for more of the same. Trust the process and let things unfold as they are ready to, and not a moment sooner. In astrology, Saturn is a heavy planet. Saturn, yes. What was I reading about Saturn? When Lilith comes out of Libra, I think Saturn will go retrograde, or is it Jupiter? I'm gonna have to look into that. But in astrology, Saturn is a heavy planet that teaches us about hard work, responsibility, and limitations. These are lessons that require a certain maturity and experience before we can fully appreciate their value. The energy of the snail card is a very Saturnian in this sense. Though we may feel like nothing is happening, the slow season of time nevertheless allows us to cultivate a bigger, sweeter reward in the end. So, you know, I asked Spirit, I said, what kind of shadows does the Libra need to focus on? What do they need to change their tune about? And we get the snail. So I feel like Spirit is saying here, change your tune about your progress. You're on the right path. Everything is going very well and smoothly, and have more patience with yourself as you progress through life. You know, with the student card here, you know, you're just starting out on a new journey, a new path, right? And it's going to be very important for you to have compassion for yourself as you learn new things and experience new things and find your own independence, you know. So Libra, have compassion and patience for yourself because you deserve it. All right, Libra, thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been an absolute pleasure to read for you, and I cannot wait to see you again in the next reading.